Now, I stumbled across this clip where Poetik Flakko and Brandon was having a heated debate. But let's just tune in and see what's all said. I'm going to keep it a Benji for y'all doing the reaction. Y'all keep it a Benji for me in the comments. Let's rock.
You're making big look bad, bro.
That don't sound right.
You're big. No one's going to do anything to you.
But wait, though. But, like, that sounds retarded.
No, that's not. No, you're not. Stop lying.
But how do you know I'm not outside?
But you have went to that side. All right, King
I'm always
Bill,
outside.
Flakko about to come to your hood to hang with you and your homies. Give him a day.
Well, you didn't go. You
Flakko
didn't
ain't
go.
going nowhere where there's black people.
I have a question, right?
Don't you live in Van Nuys or something like that?
I have a question,
Van Nuys
yo.
always your de facto frame of reference. You got to pick a more hood, like less.
He's like, no,
city.
it's more white than that.
No, Van Nuys is activated. I keep trying to tell you.
No,
Flakko live in Rancho
Van Nuys
Santa
is
Margarita.
activated.
Hell yeah.
And that's the old crip coming out of you, right? Because why do black folks think that going to a hood is like the most prestigious thing? Nigga, no, maybe I just want to hang out where it's fly at. You feel me?
Is the hood important to some people? Yes. Is it important to everybody? No. But I do find it kind of strange that Brandon is kind of obsessed with the whole, people hoods or the gang culture when himself, I don't know if he either just retired, dropped out, changed his mind. However it go, he say that he had a gangbang career from 16 to around 23. But every time we look up, you always talking about you got invited by some 60s, you got invited by some 40s. Now you telling Flakko he need to go to the hood. I'm just kind of wondering, why would you kind of remove yourself from that element just so you could get brought into that element as a visitor? You know what I'm saying? It's like he didn't want to be a part of the household, but he has no problem with being invited to come over as a visitor or a guest. Y'all get where I'm going with that? What y'all think about that when it comes to Brandon?
Right? I don't want to walk on blocks that, there's nothing going on there. Right? Like there's no,
That isn't fair.
clubs, there's no, like, food spots that I would enjoy.
No.
I just don't want to be in the hood every day hanging with niggas, bro. Like, I'd rather just be outside doing regular shit.
It's not about prestige or the hood being prestigious. It's
It
about
feels like when it comes to stuff.
It's about the fact that as big as you are and as much as you talk, there should be no place that is off limits to you.
I don't want to go to the hood, bro.
I started to say something when Brandon was telling Seti Nash that he is too big to be afraid of people. Now, I'm going to say, because I feel like Brandon is giving out stupidity as advice. Size does not matter to a person who's playing to win. Size only matters to a person who's just playing to play. I don't know where Brandon got this concept at, where he thinks size is just the ultimate important thing when it comes to a fight between two individuals. Because if we're going to start walking things down and pointing out what all makes sense when it comes to who going to win a fight, that means you got to start adding up who faster, who stronger, who got more power, who got more balance, who got more hand and eye coordination, who got good defense. All of these things going to play a part in it. So to me, I just feel like Brandon probably is saying these things just to kind of troll or just throwing words around. But if he's serious about it, I hope he understands that being the biggest guy in the room ain't always the best thing. They say he do martial arts, and I think, again, that whole controlled fight mentality is going to possibly get him in trouble. Because when you out in this world, bro, ain't nothing fair. People going to complain, people going to say what they say, disagree with stuff, but what have took place is already what took place. They just gonna be talking about what a person did to you. You know what I'm saying? They can't bring it back.
Sorry, if the hood is your prestige,
No, hold on.
You're right.
You're a
That's
journalist.
again.
Right.
Again.
Hold on.
Wait a minute.
Again.
Let me say this.
Again, that's
Let
for
me
you
say
niggas.
this.
I'd rather, right?
Something for this too, but
Who was
Go somewhere.
Some people work hard to get away from the hood. Some people work hard so they can be a star in the hood. It's two different viewing points. You just got to know who you dealing with. Because some people ain't never cared to try to get out of the hood. They just want to be in the hood under different circumstances. You know what I mean? But they ain't just trying to escape. To me, we just got to accept each and every one person's viewing point. If that's what you feel like is what's good for you, then that's what's good for you.
Where is Fly?
You would know this. Who was the model who used to be a war correspondent? She used to work she was a model, then she became a war correspondent. She would go into battles and like take pictures and do journalism.
I don't know, but Diane Sawyer could get knocked
One
out.
of the, listen, but this is you have skinny blonde white women who are journalists. They'll talk about the Taliban, then go in Afghanistan and walk amongst the Taliban.
That's a fact.
You are the worst type of
right
journalist there is. You will say something about someone, something about somebody's hood, but you are scared to go to that place. It
What
ain't
did I
about
say
prestige.
about the
It's
hood?
about journalistic integrity. I'm going to say what I...
Brandon definitely have a point. When it comes to a person trying to be a real journalist, he has a point. If you be talking about certain things, you should not be afraid to jump in the mix with whatever you be speaking on. But that's the difference. Everybody got to know, like I say, some people is on some journalists. Some people are just on here popping it. Some people are just doing what they doing. I don't think that Flakko was big on trying to be some type of in the field journalist. I think all of his issues and all the things that brought to his attention is all online already. And if it ain't online, he know how the streets is going. He know they gonna put it online for him. Flakko knows so much stuff about what's going on in the streets that a lot of people in the streets don't know. Because they ain't keeping up with every tweet, every comment, every post, none of that.
I feel so confident and so reassured in what I say that I'm willing to stand face to face with that person because I know my integrity is intact. It makes No Jumper look like a pseudo-journalistic place.
Well, that's just verbal masturbation you're doing right now, right? You can't even name like what I've said about like his hood.
You're not smart, Terry.
Yeah, he's just talking.
Smart.
What have Flakko said about this man's hood?
No, it's not. See, you're doing that thing. You're doing that thing.
You sound retarded right now, right?
No,
you sound dumb.
You said things about people up here that
You sound
could wobble on personal.
No.
And I feel like this. If you are willing to say something about somebody, I said something about the Mexicans. I'm about to go on a Mexican podcast by myself next week. I'm not bringing nobody. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's way bigger than that crap. Whoa. What I'm saying is, I
going on American Cholo.
Listen, if I say something about
so you're
someone,
scared to go talk to Haters World.
Listen, these are real. These are real podcasts.
So wait, Paul. Okay.
Hold on,
no. Hell, no. Well, pause. But that same logic.
You trying to pivot?
You are scared to go talk to Haters World. Nah. Wait, pause though. You have talked about Haters World, and now you're scared to go talk to him.
Like Brandon always want to create a situation to where he's some type of like he's just total opposite of a coward. I don't know what it is. I don't know if he has like some insecurities or what, but he's always painting the picture of him not being afraid and everybody else is afraid. Hey, I'm going to Marathon Burger. Everybody else scared to go. I'm invited by all these gang members. I'ma go. Make sure y'all be there. Now you talking about, oh, if you talking about the hood, you need to go to the hood. I was talking about the Mexicans, I'm going to go to a Mexican podcast. Like, quit trying to create these situations for yourself to try to make it seem like you're being tough about it or you being, you know what I'm saying? I just can't get it. Not taken away from Brandon just running his course and playing his game. I don't want to make it seem like I'm too personally invested and I might not be getting what he's doing. You know, Brandon is growing in this space, so even if people disagree with what he's doing, he's kind of doing something right.
Nah, ain't no pivot. It's the same logic applying to you, right?
You gotta go to Haters World.
Nah, so now you understand how dumb your point is, right? Now you understand how stupid your point is. You talk about Hater World.
Okay.
Go to his podcast.
Listen, we're gonna get in the ring. Me and that Blue Devil.
Nah, go to his podcast and talk to him.
All right, do that. I want to see that.
I'm scared, but we're gonna get in the ring.
No, go to Hater World Hood and talk to him.
Blue Devil's allowed to use knives in the fight, but
y'all gotta let me know in the comments too. Like, how did we get to this whole point with Flakko and Brandon? I don't even know how they became familiar with each other. But I thought that Brandon and Poetik Flakko were like homies.
That's right. Listen, the point I'm making is this. If you talk about somebody, the least you can do is grace them with
To
your
prove
presence.
your point is retarded. Once you said I'm not going to La Hater World Hood or talk to him. Again, once you say that, you now prove that your point is now retarded.
What you're doing is not
Right?
work. You tried to
it's
pivot to
retarded
Hater
though. You
World to
prove
take
it.
the point off of
You said this that because I guess I've spoken about King Pill that I should go to King Pill Hood.
Yeah, you should.
No, I'm not. I
Why
don't
not?
want to.
Because you're scared.
I think Brandon sound kind of stupid because if a person do things online, people have the right to opinionate on what that person did online. It's an online issue. Flakko is not trying to go off into his hood and get the background story. He just cares about what you guys put out there on the internet. King Pill put enough out there on the internet for Flakko and everybody else to opinionate on. So if a person just judge the way he presents himself, then the person got the right to. I can't go verbatim right now, but you know certain things Flakko be saying. So I feel like, say, when Flakko be talking about everybody that was a gangbanger is a bad person, then I feel like he should be willing to sit down with multiple gang members so he can have a conclusion based upon more facts and homework, so he can say these things, you know, due to his real dialogue with multiple gangbangers, so he can make a statement that has some substance and some backing to it, not just saying what you saying because you kind of assume. That type of stuff, yeah, I get it. You know, you should be open for the conversation for certain topics. But I think Brandon is using Flakko as a punching bag. The fact that Brandon and Poetik Flakko have some similarities, but Brandon wants to be out amongst the people in the streets and Flakko doesn't, then that's something that Brandon feel like he can use to kind of big himself up at and put the next person down.
We're going to make you throw a punch eventually.
Now,
Flakko,
listen.
one way or another one.
I'm calling you out for those retarded points.
These points are great.
All right?
Very valid.
No,
Plus, you decide.
There's
No,
30 Bloods here yesterday.
Josh,
Prove your point is
Josh,
retarded
it's
once you
not
said that I can go to Hater World.
Let's ask the objective opinion. Josh, is my opinion valid? Is my point valid?
It's retarded. It don't make sense.
Don't ask the white man for
It's
validation.
hypocritical.
Josh is.
In this,
I think you're both being
Bro, listen,
good points right now.
Listen, bro, he love that though. Listen, bro, he
Flakko
love the white man
hasn't made a
validation.
single point.
He loves the white man validation.
No,
you feel
okay.
me? No. You love the white man
What is your
validation,
point?
bro.
I'll
That's the pot calling the kettle black.
No,
I'll shut up.
No
I'll
one
shut
is
up.
my point is simple.
Okay.
It's retarded. The world don't work like that,
The world don't work like what?
right?
The world don't work like what?
The world don't work like that.
The world don't work like what?
Right.
Explain that point.
Somebody on MSNBC speaks about the Taliban. They're not now obligated
Pull up to Afghanistan.
to go pull up and
Pull
talk to the
up.
Taliban. That's just a retarded point that don't make sense whatsoever.
They do it to show that they're not throwing rocks and hiding their hand. They show up
that's
like, here I
stupid.
am. Give you.
I think Brandon got things kind of confused. Like throwing rocks and hiding your hand is only if a person is challenging the person in the form of something that need to be a competition. But when a person is just giving out the opinion is the opinion. Just as a person makes an opinion on something, that doesn't mean that a person's throwing rocks and hiding their hand. Now, if you just some type of blunt, disrespectful, just, you know what I'm saying? Then yeah, make sure you can keep that energy with people. Make sure you ain't afraid to get in front of those people that you disrespecting.
Side of the story.
Everyone who talks about the Taliban and critique them don't have to go sit down with Brandon. That's retarded.
It would be cool.
Wait a minute.
You sound dumb right now, bro.
Can I make my point now?
Okay, sure, go ahead.
So every news media outlet has correspondents who go to the field and they say, well, we said this in America from the safety of America, but we're going to send our correspondent, Jim Mitchell, to walk into a cave with 100 Taliban, and they're going to get a chance to say their side of the story.
So
I feel like every time you talk
to
about a cave, you
Palmeiras
should go
Park
to their
yesterday
hood and let them get their
is equivalent to going to a
You sound
cave
dumb,
with
bro.
a cave with really tough.
Tay, is this not true?
That's stupid, Brandon.
If you're gonna say something, be able to go over there and stand on it. But I mean, and
Yeah,
then,
But to
that's
say that every
but in this
journalist or
instant, though,
podcaster, who
Flacco has
speaks-
pulled up to us in Long Beach.
No,
Wait,
Long
though.
Beach is safe. Flacco is from Long Beach.
But to say that
Yeah,
every
he's with us.
journalist
We
and
vouching for
podcaster
Flacco.
He's
who
with us.
speaks
So
at
that's
Al
his
Qaeda and the Taliban should go speak to the Taliban is just stupid. I'm not even validating that point, bro.